Again, everybody. Today we're doing a war recap of Journey's latest war. This time it was against the War Bees. Bees of Terror. It was a fine war. I think the most noteworthy thing about this war was how close we came to the perfect war. We needed a 75, got a 74. So, we tried to be excited about the 99% clear, but honestly, I think many of us were a little disappointed. Nonetheless, it was a good war. Warbees did what they could. I think in the end, it was a combination of they didn't have the firepower up top, so Chase ended up clearing their TH10. Their TH10 could only get 1 star, and then they left lots of stars on our 9 bases and our 9-5 bases, which you can't do. You're starting behind the 8 ball there, and they did clear me. I think it took them 4 attacks to get the clear on me. So just lots of attacks here against these TH9s that didn't result in anything. And then on our side, 1 star short of the perfect war, and wouldn't you know it, it was on 13. It was on 13. Look at this puny, silly little base. Ugh. Sometimes, kids, sometimes luck is just not with you. So we took a couple thwacks at 13. We needed a lot of attacks at the end of the war to clean up various bases, so we only had a few left for 13 at the end, and just didn't get the job done. That said, let's get into some replays. We're going to start now with Chase's replay against base number 1. And this is a ring base, as we've seen so many times before. And, as we look at what's going on here, Chase clears these things in such a similar, consistent manner almost every time I'm seeing him now. I've really gotten used to the attacks he does. What he's going to do to start off with is he's going to get a queen walk, a high value queen walk, and he's going to try to get that queen right through the AD and bring it down this way. While that queen is walking around, he's going to send in his tanks, either giants or golems or a combination of the two, in over here to this pocket to deal with funnel. And then what he's going to do is Valks in. He's going to put a jump spell down here. Sorry for the yellowness, but pretend it's green. And as kind of the tanks peel off this way, as kind of the tanks peel off this way, his Valks are just going to rage right through this core area, and then when it's all over, everybody's going to meet up on the other side. Queen walk, remaining tanks, remaining Valks to clean up what's left of the base. So we're going to see this happen again. This is the same execution, I think, if you are TH10 going up against a ring base. This GoVaHo attack of Chase's has been so consistently potent every time. Queen down, 40 queen is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. Queen down. That takes care of the top right compartment, and now she's going to come in. Coming along, got that air defense down. That was a big one already. The camp goes down, and now what's she going to do? Work on the cannon. Notice the loon comes out, and Chase does the appropriate thing here. Double poison on that loon. The queen's banging on the wall. When you see a loon golem combination, or really a loon anything combination, your goal should be double poison, get that loon dead before your queen does something silly like lock onto the golem while the loon just kills it. So the double poison is fantastic in that case. Here comes his tanks meanwhile over here. This case it's giants with some whiz backup and the king. And now they're working on this. Still has not deployed any of his wall breakers. Valks behind. Sometimes he'll put those a little further to the right. Sometimes they'll go in behind. In this case, there we go. Jump spell down. Valks are going to go into the middle. Perfect rage. Notice the tanks are going to cruise outside, just as I promised you they would. So tanks are cruising outside. Valks are in the middle. Rage, freeze. Everything in there is going to die. Queen is still walking beautifully up top. No problems there. And everything's going to kind of meet up on the other side. So the core is dead thanks to the Valks. Cleanup hogs, I meant to mention. Cleanup hogs from the bottom left. Sometimes it'll be bottom right depending on whether the tanks or the queen have gotten more traction. Little whiz cleaning up, but hogs coming across. No spells yet, but both abilities. And if you look around, there's just not enough firepower left in this base. Queen with all the healers up. He did use the ability on the king to get it caught up to all the action. Golem still tanking. Queen doing some tanking, and this base is over. This whole attack is over. Some cleanup wizards along the side. Queen takes care of the last giant bomb, and it's curtains. I think I've seen Chase execute this many times. I spoke with him after the attack. He said this one went exactly to plan, and that is the plan. If you're TH10 going up against a ring base where you see a couple Infernos and Expos in the core. And the ADs circling around the edges there. I can't recommend a better plan than that. I've seen Chase clear so often with that, it's borderline scary. Next attack I wanted to bring you is SixStar Stud going up against 7. And I thought, it's SixStar Stud, so I think we know what his attack's going to be. It's going to be a flawlessly executed GoHo attack, as always. He went 4 heal today, as he's apt to do. What an interesting base for a GoHo attack, right? Very spread out. Lots of openings. I don't know where the DGBs are in this base. I don't see a lot of amazing options for DGBs. A couple here, perhaps. As you're looking at it, this is too crowded for a DGB. Maybe this one, but I don't think so. That'd be a little crowded as well. There could be one in here. Lots of, this is an interesting base for a hog. If I was going to be hitting this base, I'm not sure I would have built a GoHo army, but then again, I'm not as good with GoHo as Rob is. So he's gonna attack it the 6-star way, so it's gonna come up from the bottom with the CC Witches in first. The last time we did a recap, he had those golems right on top of each other, which isn't typical Rob. This is typical Rob. Those golems spread out, wall breakers in on 2 different walls to let them in, and funnel wizards nice and wide for the rest of the action. So the strike force is going in, and remember the goal of the strike force on a GoHo is to try to take out some DGBs, which we have no idea where those are, and then usually it's to take out the queen as well. And so I think what we're going to see here is a long wait before those hogs come out, because he's got to get all the way up here to get the queen taken care of. All the way up. So good poison down on the dragon. Dragon's working on the golem. Wizard's working on the dragon. On the other side, king and golem moving along. He does spend a heal on his strike force over there, which is fully acceptable. That's no problem. Tesla pops up now. And the queen finally has been engaged. King's taking care of her. So now the queen's down. And notice the second the queen's down, out come the hogs. And here in the middle, we've now gotten a first set of oddly placed giant bombs. I think it's fair to call them oddly placed, and those have finally been triggered. So that's good news for the home team. Hogs coming in from the top. Now the queen's been taken care of. Just a few hogs though, a little more surgical, and now we're going to see the Chinese wall deployment, because he's got 17 hogs in the bag, 3 heals in the bag, and got the other double giant bomb, and now it's open season. Rob says, okay, that's the end of the giant bombs. Let's let these hogs go. And they're just going to come pouring in. He targets a good number, heals to where they're running to. Everyone knows my favorite Wayne Gretzky quote, I skate to where the puck is going to be. He puts that heal down where he knows the hogs are running, and now the hogs are coming through. Heal lapped over heal. This was a fun attack for me just because of the amount of patience Rob showed with those hogs. I think it's difficult for me to wait so long before deploying the troops. Also, just really quickly notice, again, perfect Rob form. Cleanup archers are down once the defenses flee. He's got them spread out a few different places, trying to make sure he's got it all covered. Really nice job. But the amount of patience required here for the double giant bombs to get flipped open, for the queen to get engaged. He did wait for that double giant bomb set to be there before he let the wall come through. And a really nice job all the way around by Rob, as he's now going to go on, and plenty of hogs left to clean up all the structures around this base. Great job, Rob. Another 3 stars here. 6 going up on 7. Great clear. Great clear. All right, so that was a TH9 GoHo. Now let's show a TH9 GoVaHo. We have Aragon here going up against this base. This looks like a decent GoVaHo base to me. Again, not sure where the giant bombs are initially. A couple of suspects pop into mind here, but there, it can't be there. But there's a great bit of unknown in this base, and so John says, you know what? I'm going to bring 10 Valks, 15 hogs. That's a hog heavy GoVaHo. I think 10-10 is often used, and he's going to bring the golem in. And as we're looking at this, I want to point out how many things go badly in this attack. That's what I meant to say. Let's look at how many things go badly in this attack. This is going to be a clear, just with the strength of the GoVaHo right now. But things don't all go according to plan. Now he nails the wall breaker, so that's good work. And they're coming in. He's got a good funnel, and a good funnel covers a lot of mistakes. Beautiful, beautiful jump. Nice rage. Now I'm dying here for the poison to come into play. on those loons, and that dragon finally comes out, and the dragons are teeing off. Now, luckily, the dragon decides to target the golem instead of the Valks, which I think could have been a little bit of trouble otherwise. We get some bombs in the middle that the golem sets off. Here come all the hogs, and of course the queen's not down. So he didn't wait for the queen to be wiped out. He had a 25 queen in the area. So now the queen's teeing off on the hogs, as the dragon teed off on the golem, right? We've got a Tesla farm that pops in the middle. Of course, that's going to require a heal down. That's now our last heal. And I'm not feeling super confident about this right now. I've got 2 Teslas up and the Expo. The queen's up. I'm hoping the queen finishes that gold compartment fast enough to take care of this action, but she barely gets that Expo. And honestly, I think getting that Expo with that last ounce of health was what saved this raid. I think if that was a 24 queen, I think this is a fail. That's my personal opinion. So now we're working around. We have 1 Valk up. We have a couple wizards up. The hogs are coming across. We have blown both the giant bombs on the base. Fortunately, they were deep into the core on one, and the other was where I think we thought it might be. That was a good thing. And now Hog hits a spring trap. Hog runs past the spring trap, but gets blown up by the Tesla. And right now, this looks a little scary. I don't think John felt great about his odds right now, but he is going to pull it out with 8 seconds left to go. King's coming around, Wizard working on that town hall, turning around, being like, okay, let me take care of this gold mine. And now we're coming back through. 27 King, thank goodness for 27 Kings. And a Max Valk out in front, that helped a great deal as well, and the Wizards are going to take care of the rest. So great attack by John. Okay, I'm not sure. I had a couple kids run into the room to report to me that inventory on their Legos had come up dreadfully short. So I'm sorry about the background noise that might have been in play there. What I thought was interesting was the number of things that didn't go, I think, exceptionally well on this raid. But it all came back around, I think, due to the strength of the GoHo. Really nice funnel and jump and those heroes. So a clear's a clear, John. Very nice work on this thing overall. Now, one of the requests I get is to take a look at attacks that don't go well. And so with that said, I thought what I might do is show a fail of my own. Usually if I'm going to do a fail, I'd like to make fun of myself instead of somebody else. So let's take a look at an attack that didn't go very well. We had a lot of 9-5s in this war that were lower down. So those of us that were at the top of the 9, we were asked to hit a little bit lower. Tony above me here is a 9-5. Dara, you can see, hit 12. We had some good positioning in this battle. So I'm going up against 8 right now, and this is a base I should clear. Now I've seen someone else attempt this base. Gosh, who was it? Was it SixStar that tried this base first? It was, yeah. I saw Rob, take a run at 8. And almost got it. He had a decent attack at it. Oh, no, I'm not going to be able to look at mine. Sorry, guys. Last time through the clouds. Here we go. So I saw Rob take a run at this base, and I know a couple of things. I know where the giant bombs are over here. They're right here. And those giant bombs absolutely wrecked Rob's attack. And I can see why. It's a decent setup between the cannon to the rest of the defenses. We haven't seen the other giant bombs, but I'm going to go ahead and assume they're over here, mirrored on the other side. So in my head, what this looks like to me is if I can get the strike force in here, and either negate these structures, take out the queen, and then loop the hogs around, from this angle, it looks to me like the double giant bombs aren't going to be set off in parallel. So I think as long as I have that covered by a heal on this side of the base, I'm not going to end up in any sort of serious trouble. So this looks to me like a fairly straightforward GoHo attack. I debated jump versus not jump here for a while, and then decided to go not jump. I'm not sure if that was my downfall or not. But my plan here, pull the CC, bring it down here, start the attack, try to carve out enough of these defenses and the queen. So first thing wrong right away, I sent 1 hog in, and I did not get all the CC. And I should have realized it wasn't all the CC. These troops are a little bit light. I didn't realize it at the time. And so down go the witches to handle the CC troops, which is my way. I love witches versus CC. Golem, golem. And my funnel here is maybe a little bit high, but that's not my big mistake. Here comes some wall breakers, good wall breakers, in they go. My big mistake was I didn't get my, and I do this all the time, and I just irritates the junk out of me. I didn't let my minions finish setting my funnel. I love doing minion funnels because they're immune to the cannons, they're cheap, they're 2 spaces each. But dang it, so many times I don't wait long enough for the funnel to take place. Those minions just take a few extra seconds, and I always have the time. I mean, you can see a 2-minute attack here, but I didn't wait long enough for that funnel to take place before I released the king. And so, of course, the king is going, and I put the wizard down because I realized what was happening, should have put it down further up, and so the king decides to go off on his own. And so now right away I'm concerned, because he's not going to bash through the wall to get the queen. I still have plenty of troops over here. This looks like it's going to be okay. I do spend a heal on my strike force, which could have been the jump if I had brought one. I spend it over there because I know more's going on, and I see the rest of the Valks coming out of the CC like an idiot. I'm frustrated at myself. I don't want to lose out on all this great tanking I'm getting from the king right now, and so I release my hogs. I think my hog release was okay, right? A little bit of a wall, not much. I know there's no giant bombs up there. Down they come. Again, where was my poison, by the way? Should I not have put a poison on the CC? Or, well, I have one for the king anyway to slow him down. My first heal is good. Nothing wrong with my first heal. Over here I've got archers from my queen taking care of their queen. Second poison out on the queen as I came to my senses. Another beautiful heal down on those hogs. And right now this is starting to feel like a clear to me. This looks good. I'm not really worried about either way the hogs are going to path. I don't know where they're going to go, though. Are they going to swing this way? Are they going to go this way? It looks like a split. I've got one heal left. And so in my head, I'm thinking, I want to see which way the hogs split and put the heal down on the big part of the pack. Whichever, you know, I don't know if the hogs are going to split 70-30 or 80-20. And man, this was a mistake. I should have just put that last heal down while they were all here in the middle, I think. I know I've got some giant bombs over to the left, so I'm thinking about that. And finally, I see right around now, I realize the hogs are mostly going to be splitting 90-10 to the left. This is when I realize it. And you can even see, you know, the outline of the heal that I want to put down next. And so they start heading left. Oh, and I was so late on that heal. There's the heal. Too late. And so down go the majority of the hogs. Now I've got a heal over there. That's, if I had cleared, I would have called it a swag heal. But, unfortunately, now the hogs are going to run into the heal circle, but the heal's dissipated, so they're just going to take fire instead. Ugh, what a horrible heal. My golem, which is still unsplit, which is really bad news, comes over here, and I think I end up just quitting out of this attack because I realized the golem's never going to get through that wall. Yeah. So just quit out. 80%, which ended up, I think, being the high score on this base until somebody dipped down to finally clear it. But, in case you're ever wondering, bad funnel, bad CC pull, poor work on the poison, horrible heal, and that's what an 88% looks like, or an 80% or whatever that was looks like. So, there it was, for all of you who enjoy analyzing raids that go wrong, attacks that go wrong. There was our fail for the war. Luckily, that wasn't, you know, maybe if I would have put that up, then Sand could have dropped down and taken us up for the perfect war. So sure, you can blame me for no perfect war. Our 6-pack heroes, Chase, 3-starring their 10 and then dropping down to get one of their 9s. Who else? Who else was our 6-pack hero? Aaron, our 9-5, doing some amazing work against 2 max TH9s. You know, a dip there, so I can't get too excited, but nice work. Squid dropping down as well. So I think nobody had a 6-pack against town halls at their own level this war, right? Yeah, so there you go. See, I was one heal away, maybe, from being that 6-pack. So all in all, a good war. War bees, fun clan. Almost a perfect. Hopefully next time I'll bring you a perfect. We'll see. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Be well.